Straight girls always say that. I've always heard the stereotype that gay people want everyone they can get. But let me set the record straight. I'm the type of lesbian straight women are attracted to. I think it's because I'm approachable. I'm not gorgeous, but I can see I'm nice looking enough. I'm slim with longish hair and girlish features, and no obvious mustache or tattoos or swagger. I'm saying I'm not a scary butch. Maybe that's it. Or maybe it's just that I'm so sexy. That must be it. Whatever it is, I've been hit on so many times it stopped being fun. You're probably wondering how I know when a straight woman's hitting on me. I know women can be subtle and even cagey. And it is possible I just think my straight girlfriends want me. But I was not mistaken at 2 in the morning after a drunken grad school party when my friend from my women's studies class took my hand. She leaned into me and whispered, "Do you want to see my new Frida Kahlo poster?" Or when my best friend at work came in wearing fresh red lipstick. She closed the door to my little office and said, "Would you show me how girls do it?" Or when my married next-door neighbor grabbed me by the collar and said, "I've been wet for you for a week." Frida Kahlo poster and I woke up the next morning together. After an awkward hi, she said, "Thank God I'm not a lesbian." How do girls do it? And I slept together too. But a week later, she started dating some guy she decided to marry. With wet neighbor, the same thing. Thanks. No thanks. Now I'm thinking I may look sexy, but obviously I suck in bed. 2 straight couples have even hit on me. Married couples always send the wife out to do their bidding. One wife and I played tennis together every few weeks for years. We'd stand at the net and gab for long stretches between points. One time the wife said, "My husband and I have opened up our marriage. Do you want to be my lover?" Oh, I'm sorry, do you want to be our lover? They even composed an original song for me. After tennis, her husband sat in the back of his pickup with the truck bed open, strumming his guitar while the two of them sang a duet. "Hey, hey, Ms. A, love ain't straight and it isn't gay, but that's okay. Hey, hey, Ms. A." It's a good song. But I didn't want to be the one going home alone. As hard as I've tried, I've never been able to get a straight girl to switch teams. Janet, my best friend from college, who is now married with children, was my first lesbian experience, sort of. She was the first girl I tried to kiss. Janet said, "What would you do if I kissed you?" And then right before our mouths touched, she ducked her head into my chest. Janet was all I thought about until she told me to stop talking about the two of us together, that she wasn't interested, that she was not a lesbian, that I was making her nervous and should leave her apartment. Stephanie and I had been friends for 25 years. She was the pretty girl in my 6th grade class who I got paired up with to do a country report. We picked Belgium. Stephanie and I laughed like loons making Belgian waffles for the class. In high school, she became the cool girl in black. She was a thespian, one of those actor people. And when it was her turn to read the Canterbury Tales in English class, she read with a perfect British accent. When we left for separate colleges, I cried. How could I live without Stephanie? We wrote letters often and talked on the phone, and when we'd see each other, we'd stay up all night talking. We had a persistent flirtation that I never took too seriously. She's straight. But then, even though I knew the odds, sometimes I'd think, well, maybe. A few years ago, and many years after I'd come out, Stephanie and I spent a day together. It was way past midnight when I stood up to go. "Bye," I said. She said, "Bye. Do you really think it's possible to be bi?" We talked for another hour about sexuality and essentialism versus fluidity and what society has done to squelch our true instincts, whatever those are. Then it was too late to drive home, so she invited me to sleep over. We went to the bathroom together to pee. I got back into bed first. Stephanie came in and lay down on top of me. We hugged, and I thought she was just being affectionate. But she didn't roll over, and we lingered like that with her face nuzzled into my neck. I could smell her hair, clean and natural. I think she used emerald green herbal essence. She lifted her head and I could see into her dark eyes. I was inches away from her full lips and Roman nose. Stephanie is a classic beauty, a dark Meryl Streep. My body tensed up. I had loved and been attracted to Stephanie for 25 years. Could she possibly feel this way about me? I tried not to breathe too loudly. I said, "I could kiss you." "I'm scared," she said, but she didn't move. She put her head down again. Her hair tickled my cheek and shoulder. "Are you scared because I'm a woman?" "Yes, and because you're Andrea." I lost all inhibition and told her about every time I've wanted her. When she held my hand at my grandma's funeral, when she played a lesbian in her improv show, and when she took my picture. Stephanie's a professional photographer. She has dressed me and shined lights on me, and with gentle direction, she's made me feel beautiful in front of her camera. She touched my face and shoulder and ran her hand up and down my arm. "You're so soft and small," she said. "Straight girls always say that," I said. "What would it mean for us to be together?" she said. I didn't say anything. I was thinking about the two of us arranging our furniture and splattering paint on our new walls. I pictured Stephanie in an off-white antique beaded wedding gown. I imagined her holding our baby. I leaned in and we kissed. The kiss was awful. Stiff and dry. I pulled away. Then I tried again. Maybe she's just nervous. No. The kiss was just as bad the second time and the third. She kept her mouth wide open, creating air gaps. There was no satisfaction, no closure, no wetness. And her tongue was hard and darting. She even tried to trace my teeth along my gums. I don't like that maneuver. I stopped and we talked sort of small talk. I laughed a little. In the past, I could hear a blow-by-blow description of sex with her and her boyfriend, and I had heard many in our 25-year friendship. But now I was the boyfriend. It was wrong. The next morning, we made breakfast together. Stephanie wanted oatmeal and I wanted cereal as usual, so we made both. I had bedhead, so Stephanie took some pictures of me. We read the paper. When she passed me the bowl of strawberries, she said, "This is for last night." And I laughed. I didn't feel used like I did the other times. Disappointed a little, because Stephanie was someone I can imagine growing old with, but also relieved. This time I knew that some friends were meant to be just friends. So I wanted to tell you that things are really great with me and Stephanie. We're still best friends and everything's wonderful. But after this happened, I suddenly found myself in like this sort of awkward and bizarre, but also sort of special situation. Like I felt like I kind of wanted to give her some pointers. Like, you know, like wetness is good and soften the tongue and don't do that. I mean, I'm her friend. And I mean, if she gets spinach in her teeth or black hair sprouting from her chin, I would tell her. I'm a good friend like that. So, I think I'll tell her. I need to tell her.